केले के वेफर कैसे बनाते हैं? Voila and bingo, आपके homemade kele wafers ready. Let's start kilowing now. Now, for all you people who haven't been around India, but especially in Kerala, you will find these chippy shops where literally you've got the guy slicing 100 kilos of like chips, and he's slicing 100 kilos of bananas like this, and they've got these huge fryers, and it's really fascinating. ये एक dish है. This is one dish which or one preparation I would say Maharashtra में बहुत popular है. Bombil fry. Now I'm going to be making a Bombil fry, but I'm not going to be using the rava and the breadcrumbs. I'm going to be actually making a beautiful batter. So this is literally my version of the Maharashtrian fish and chips. And when I say chips, I'm going to be making chips with lovely raw bananas. So literally this is a very hyper-local, very Indian and my version. Now Bombil, or known as the Bombay Duck. Now these have actually been cleaned. So basically when you buy the Bombay Duck, it's got, you know, a very funny shaped head here. And this is how we actually buy them. Now let me tell you about the fish. The fish is actually from the lizard fish family, okay? And there's a reason why it's called Bombay Duck, okay? You must have seen there's a lot of stories floating around why this is called Bombay Duck. I'll explain to you. So first, let's do one thing. Let's clean them, because whenever I'm making Bombil, I definitely start prepping in the morning and then cook about 3 hours later, because it takes about 3 hours for all its kind of water or moisture to come out, and then it becomes nice and flat. Uske baad, normally what we do is we marinate it with a little bit of nice haldi and red chili powders. After that, a bit of semolina and breadcrumbs, and then we fry it. But as I said, I'm going to be making a batter with this. Okay, so first things first is we are going to just split this into just like this, okay? So lightly हमने ऐसा इसे we open it out a little bit. Beautiful, just like this, easy. So you've got your fish, assuming you have the head, you've taken the head out, and that's all it needs. Now the inside, the central bone is really nice and soft, and you can actually even eat it. So I'm going to be just trimming this side of the bombil, and if you can see here, I've put my tip of my sharp knife all the way through. Turn this around just like this, and then literally again open it out. So we've got a really nice butterflied fish over here, just like this. Now the interesting story about Bombil I must tell you, or Bombay Duck. Now all the mail, okay, all our mail used to actually go by train all over the country, if you remember, and even abroad, mail used to go by ships, not like email now. So what used to happen is that the fish from Maharashtra used to go to Calcutta, okay? Now, while the mail was being transported by train from Mumbai to Calcutta, people used to love this fish also in Calcutta. So what they used to do is actually transport this onto the train, and that's how it was called Bombay Duck. Okay, literally that the train used to carry the duck, which means the post, over it. So the fish also became called the Bombay Duck, and then it became the Bombay Duck by the British. I hope you knew this story. So that's this little trivia around it. Why is it called the Bombay Duck? We call it Bombil. It is a very popular fish here. Okay, in the monsoons, people love to eat this fish as well because the other fish is also not available as it's a breeding time for them. Okay, and as I mentioned to you, it is a member of the lizard fish family. Okay, and the thing is that this fish can never be farmed. You know, these are sea caught and they are found in abundance here. People love them, and look, it's got a very nice, beautiful texture. So there's a very important part to Bombil because Bombil is a fish which is absolutely full of water. Okay. Now, in order to make it crispy, you need to actually press it. Okay, so that it becomes nice and firm, and then you can actually work with it. So what I'm doing now is, this is a very important part, guys, is I'm going to be putting all the Bombil right here. Beautiful. So we've got our Bombil here, and next what we want to do is cover it again. Okay, you could use a clean duster, a clean cloth duster, very important, or as I'm using this kitchen towels, you can use that as well. Or uske baad, you use something basically something heavy. So in this case, I'm actually using my cutting board. It's quite heavy. So literally, ये एक preparation हमें करनी है. We have to do this so that it gets flattened up, it gets dry, and then we start cooking with it. Now, when you want to make a plain curry like this, you can literally just use it the way it is, but a lot of people like to have Bombil fry. It's a very, very popular dish in restaurants in India now. Now, this is done. Now, I'm going to be making a really nice batter. Now for our batter, okay? Now, various ways to make a batter, but this I thought is a beautiful one because I use the same batter when I make lovely fish and chips and they're really crispy. Now, I like to add beer in my batter. I like to add sometimes even vodka in my batter, but I'm doing it one without alcohol for you, okay? So, for this, I've got some refined flour, yani ke maida, where I'm using about 150 grams here. Beautiful. Nice. So I've got about 150 grams here. I've got one big pinch of sugar. The sugar is the food for the yeast. I've got about 3 grams, which is one big pinch of dried yeast, okay? Now, a lot of people are using fresh yeast, are used to using fresh yeast. So, if you're using fresh yeast, which means that you have to use exactly double. Yani ke you have to use about at least 5 to 6 grams of yeast. So, this is done. Now, to this I have about 220 ml of water. I'm going to be adding salt a little later, just before we actually fry it. Beautiful. So we've got a very nice lightish kind of batter. Remember, after it ferments in 2 to 3 hours, I would say, actually an hour and a half, this is going to get nice and light. It's going to be a little bubbly. So let's, a nice one here. And we're going to be adding about 5 grams of salt in this. Perfect. So this is the prep which you need to do. I normally even make my batter a day in advance. I keep it in the fridge overnight. It ferments very beautifully. Next day, about an hour before I want to actually use it, मैं बिल्कुल बाहर निकाल देता हूँ. So our lovely batter is ready. Okay, and I'm going to put this on a little on the side. I'm going to keep it covered. That's it. So I've got my fish which is prepping here. I've got my batter. I need about an hour and a half. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back exactly in some time and boom, we're going to start cooking. Righty, hello, how's everybody doing? So, oh yeah, here we go. Very important part in the Bombil, okay? Now, if you see, nice. So, we've literally pat dried it. You're just got to be a little careful. Nice. So, we've got all these lovely Bombay Duck, lizard fish, Bombil. What are the names? I don't even know. So we've got these here. Perfect. Batter is also ready at the back. Nicely done. Beautiful. And next what we're going to do is I'm going to marinate this fish right here. So we've got a fantastic marination. I would say a little dust as well to this. Okay. So we've got a little bit of salt to taste. I'm adding about a third of a teaspoon of Haldi. I'm going to be adding some red chili powder to this. Nice. I'm going to be adding a bit of touch of garam masala. And then a little bit of rice flour, okay? Very popular in Maharashtra. Okay, they dredge their fish with rice flour, semolina, it keeps it nice and crisp. So, and literally we just marinate our fish in these lovely spices. Beautiful. So this part is done. A big job is actually done with this, okay? Fish is done, batter is done, oil is almost ready. But I thought before इसको fry करने से पहले, what I was thinking is why don't we do the nice chips first, okay? So this is done. Another prep out of the way ready. And for our raw banana chips, perfect. So these are very hard to peel, guys. If you are trying to use your hand, okay, in the good old days we had to, but now I just use a peeler. It's much easier this way, okay, and literally just peel it out. Much nicer like this, okay. And you can use your hand slicer. I have a nice mandolin, okay. A mandolin slicer is really worth getting, boss, because at the end of the day, you know, it's all about finesse and precision, and it's much easier, you know. So you have to be a little careful with plantain. They tend to get very black, kale hai, kele khatam ho jayenge. I mean, they discolor. So the best thing is that you literally slice them before you actually want to fry them. I always do that. Okay. So we've removed. Great. A little bit of green is okay on the top, don't worry. Okay. So we're going to slice this very thin. Okay. Just बिल्कुल जैसे बाजार में मार्केट में मिलते हैं. We're going to be beautifully slicing our plantain just like that. So we're going to be literally chopping this in medium hot oil at the moment. I'm using a very light rice bran oil to fry it. Kerala में coconut oil use करते हैं, but you know, again coconut oil is a very acquired taste. So I do recommend it, but फिर आपको जमना चाहिए actually. So you can see on a medium-high flame, we are cooking these really beautifully. Nice, lovely. They're getting a very nice color. And literally when you come to a point where they are getting kind of a little, thoda sa golden brown. Okay, look. Really nice, okay. ब्यूटीफुल, बिल्कुल क्रिस्पी विस्पी, जैसे भी आपको बताना है. See, now you know these are done. At this point, I'm going to be taking these out, and you have these amazing banana chips ready. I'm going to be making a really nice seasoning with them, with a little bit of salt, red chili powder and black pepper. हाँ, जमेगा, right? अभी हम इसे बिल्कुल यहाँ पे ड्रेन कर देते हैं. And believe me, your homemade banana chips तैयार. Yes, I can already hear people saying yes, yes, yes. You can make them in the air fryer as well. Okay, so we're putting our beautiful crunchy chips here. Now here, a little bit of salt, black pepper. I like lots of black pepper, and then a little bit of red chili powder. Typical जैसे बाजार में मिलते हैं, मार्केट में मिलते हैं. Whoa! Homemade banana chips ready. So we've got this lovely batter, okay, which I've actually strained as well. Now simply we're going to dip our bombil in this, and then so we're going to fry it, and literally it hardly takes any time. It's got a beautiful coating here, okay. Look at the lovely bloating up, outstanding. Crispy Bombil fish and chips ready. So it's time to plate it up. So I'm going to be adding these amazing banana chips here. And then we have the most crunchiest Bombil that I've ever cooked, right here. Beautifully crunchy. So we doing a little bit of a plating with the fish and chips combined, or you can serve them separately as you wish. This is how we would probably serve it in a fancy or in a nice casual restaurant, or even by a shack by the lovely beach. It's important that the produce is fresh. It's important that you follow this recipe properly. And look what we've got here. Beautiful. Bombil and banana chips ready.